Hey, what's up guys, Tony here, and I just want to do a quick video response to Fake Thriller's video about his gamertag and how he came up with Fake Thriller and how him and Snoop came up with SHuSTYBANG. And it's funny that he mentioned it because this is something that kind of fascinates me as well, because of the fact that we, for a long time, I don't know if I'm dating myself right now, but when my family first got the internet back in, like, I don't know, it was like 1997 or something. We got AOL 2.0, and you actually had to like dial up. It was crazy. The whole dial-up sounds, and you actually got paid You got charged per minute that you were online. So we all created usernames. Like, everyone had to create a username, and so my mom created like SoCalF Girl or something like that. It was SoCal Girl or whatever. And my dad was like Indians fan. My older brother came up with the handle Red Stallion, and my younger brother, I don't remember if he was really on AOL or not, but I came up with what did I come up with? Zoomer, I think it was Zoomer and some numbers, and it was just because, like, I don't know where I got the Zoomer from. It was just sort of stuck. There has been plenty of other online handles since then, but it's funny how that started. But those didn't stick with me, and for the most part, the evolution of just like a name and going by something, like when I really got into online gameplay and online gaming was in COD 2 on my PC back in like 2006 or 2007, something like that. No, like 2005, 2006, and I would go by the Grenade Technician because I would get killed by grenades being thrown all over the Call of Duty 2 maps all the time. So I was Grenade Technician. And when I finally got my PlayStation 3, which was probably like 2008, or 2009, I went to go create a gamertag, and I actually didn't really know what to do. Like I said, I had this evolution of gamertags, like in online form IDs and everything like that. And it's interesting how you become associated with that name. Like, people will refer to you by that name, even if they know your name. They'll still call you. Here's a good one. Like, I was a part of a Mirage. I had a Mirage back in the day, and I used to race it and all this stuff. And the handle I had for this Mirage forum was Monster4G15, which was Monster, and then it was the name of my cat at the time, and the engine code for my car. And so I was Monster4G15. And then when I did a motor swap, I was Monster4G93. Or no, 4G93. So it's a new motor that I put in there, and so people knew me as that. And then when I sold that car and I picked up this Toyota Corolla, I was Monster1ZZFE, and that one didn't really have the ring to it. But what's interesting though is the Monster it was Monster online handle actually is one of my banking handles too. I think it's with Chase. It was with Washington Mutual, which is kind of funny because try explaining that to somebody. But what I think is interesting is that we went from a time where people would make these just outlandish online handles for AOL or whatever, and it was like Dirty Balls 69, 88 at AOL.com or whatever, and people were just like, oh, that's just hilarious, until you had to give that email address out to people. You're just like, DIRTYBALLZ 6988. You don't say you don't say it out loud. You just kind of like spell it out or whatever. And then what I noticed is there was a trend. There was this trend where people were no longer coming up with these ridiculous online handles, and they were going with like first initial last name at Gmail, at Hotmail, at Yahoo. Or then it would be like first initial last name with a number at whatever the email address was. So then it was this like very conservative approach to online handles. And I think what it was is because people were afraid of like giving out their identity, putting too much information out there. And then companies were just like, okay, well, professionally, we can't have you send an email out to our clients if your email address is dirtyball6988. You might need to like come up with something. And so everyone came up with this whole system of first initial last name and some sort of a number. And then basically that for me was how I approached my first gamer tag on my PS3. I didn't know. I just was sort of like dumbstruck. I didn't know like what did I sounds so weird. I didn't know what I wanted to represent me on online, and I tried Grenade Technician, and it was way too long, and I didn't want to like shorten it where you like just forget a letter or whatever because it just didn't look right. So that didn't fit. I didn't want to go with the monster thing. So I actually settled upon my first initial A and then my last name and then some numbers. Some favorite numbers of mine, and then that became my first PS3 gamertag. And the thing is, though, is that I wasn't really satisfied with it. I don't know why. It was just an online gamertag. It didn't really mean anything. But there came a point where I just wasn't satisfied with it, and I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I was just like, I really want something that's catchier, Because I knew that I really wanted to get into gameplay commentaries, because I started doing vlogs and stuff. And I was like, I really like this YouTube thing, but it's not really what I want to do. I want to do gameplay commentary. So I was like, I'm going to come up with a gamer tag that represents like me better, I guess, than this gamer tag that I have that's just like random. So when I was a kid, a lot of people would call me Tony the Tiger. My name's Tony. So Frosted Flakes were very popular cereal when I was growing up, and every time people would get to know me, they're just like, come on, say they're great. Just say they're great, please. Just like, do it for me. And I was like, no, that's embarrassing. I'm not doing that. So when I eventually decided to create my YouTube channel, I wanted to create my YouTube channel and my gamer tag so that they were the same, so they weren't like this plus the it was different. I wanted it to be all the same. So I created the gamer tag, and I tried to create Tony the Tiger, and it wouldn't create it because it wouldn't allow first names or names to be like real names to be in the gamer tag. So I was like, Tony the Tiger, no. And I tried all these different variations. I tried spelling like Tony the Tiger with a 1 and the tiger and as the I, and that didn't work. And so basically I don't know where I got this thing in my head. I was working at this camera store, and I don't know why this thing came to my mind when I was creating this gamer tag, but I was working at this camera store and I had this name tag on, and this guy comes up and goes, why not? And I'm like, excuse me? He goes, why not? Like, what? And he goes, that's your name backwards. And he goes, my name's Tony too, and people tell me that all the time. Why not? Why not hang out with Tony? I was like, hey, that's pretty clever. Okay. And it stuck with me. So I was creating this gamer tag. I was just like, why not the tiger? And it's Tony the Tiger, Tony backwards, why not the tiger? And it stuck, and I liked it, and I created it, and then it became my primary PSN. And then when I created my YouTube channel, you couldn't have hyphens in it, and I like the hyphens because I really don't like it all one word. It's just, I don't know, I like the hyphens, I like the separation. So then when I created the YouTube channel, then I just did it as I have it, but it's all put together. And then my Twitter account, it's got the hyphens. Now it's like Skype and Twitter, YouTube, Gmail. There's all these things. So now it's weird because at first I was like a little apprehensive. I put in the brackets of the clan tags in Battlefield, or not Battlefield, but in Call of Duty. I'd put Tony in there so people could see that. It'd be like, it was funny because it'd say in brackets Tony, why not the Tiger? And so people would still call me Tiger, though. That became sort of like my online handle, and I'd respond to just Tiger. I'd hear, oh, Tiger behind you, Tiger, watch out. And I don't know, and I just kind of like always, then you start associating yourself with this. And the thing is, though, for me, I didn't really try to create like Chris was talking about White Pawn. I wasn't trying to make myself into like a White Pawn-esque, where I like everything was tiger. I mean, obviously my channel's like got a tiger influence to it, and wow, I guess that's not true. I did sort of do the whole tiger thing, didn't I? Because I used the tiger camo in Black Ops, so I was kind of that was sort of a thing, went with the gamer tag. So I guess I did do that. But yeah, it's really fun and really interesting, like how people come up with their gamer tags. And I'm glad Chris did his commentary because it's actually a lot of fun to talk about. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing to SHuSTYBANG and Chris and Snoop. And I'll talk to you guys later.